Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So, thank you for that introduction. I paid a lot of money for that one. The topic I picked was Gurbani in real life, and it's because from my experience, Sikhi is not easy to implement. Contrary to popular belief, applying Gurbani is often difficult. But sometimes this approach I got to apply Gurbani is not clear for Gursikh as well. So before I start, and also I will say, if I'm speaking Punjabi, put your hand up and say, just in case, because if speaking Punjabi too much, they'll get lost in translation. Some of the things I'm saying. I often switch accidentally. Well, I'm going to try and stay in English and with a bit of Punjabi, if that's okay. I'm going to start with a shabd, the theme Kampada. Everyone will sing together. Gagan tamam bajyo, paryo nishane kao, ket jo mandeo surma, ab jujan koda. Gagan tamam bajyo, paryo nishane kao, ket jo mandeo surma, ab jujan koda. सूरा सो पहचानिए जो लड़े दीन के है, पुरजा पुरजा कट मरे कबू न छाड़े खे। सूरा सो पहचानिए जो लड़े दीन के है, पुरजा पुरजा कट मरे कबू न छाड़े खे। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। So I'm going to start with the first class. So here, the first section, our words say a lot about ourselves. Asi bachan mokshon karde hain. It means a lot more than what we think. So here's a shabd here, Bhagavad Ravidas Ji. So the central point of this lecture is Man, Bach and Karam. Man is what goes on in our mind. Man de soch. Bach is bhajan, jo mukton se bolde hain, what we speak. And Karam is our actions. These are three things. Now Bhagavad Ji, he says, Jab kach paave tab garb karat hai, maya gayi tab rovan lagat hai. That when we achieve something and get something, we start laughing. खुशी होंदी है, असी भंगड़े पाउंदे हैं, hopefully not but भंगड़े पाउंदे हैं, happy हो जाते हैं. But when something goes, then we cry. फिर रोंदे हैं. मन बच कराम रस कसे लुभाना बिन सगया जाए कहूँ समाना. So these three things, we do part with these three things. What's going on in our mind, what we say, and what we do. We do sins with them. And when we do sins with those three things, when we die, Bhagavad Ji is saying, Sanu pata nahi hai where the soul even went. Pata nahi hai, kithe gaya? Where's it gone? We often have that thing where someone passes away, they say R.I.P. Rest in peace. Sade Sikh bhi kehne lage rest in peace. Sikh rest bhi kite karda, we're not even buried, the R.I.P. likh diya. But we're not going to heavens as well. And the question that we always start. I see what you're doing in your mind, what you're saying and what you're doing, what are you doing it for? If I was asking, as I said before, do you want to go to heaven? Do you want to go to heaven? 90% say, yes please. Yes please, heaven please. This is a heaven. Which heaven you want to go to? Guru Sahib Sanu das raha hai, the Atma, the soul, has to go back to where it came from. Jitho aaya to wapas jana has to go back. We don't want to sit in resting places or paradises and stuff. Where it's come from, I want it to go back, and that's what I come. So here, we're going to base it on this man bach karma. So if you just shift ahead, I'm going to try and go through it quite quickly. When we say certain words, just we say certain things. I can do this, or can't do this yet. I can do this now. Let's start with these kind of sentences. For instance, I can't live a Sikhi life yet. Okay, really when we speak, even at retreats and things like that, we often get the sochini bit haleni. Sikhi is a little bit hard for me yet. Or we get this other thing, I can do that now. No? Something's changed. Something's changed to say, I can do it, I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to delve a little bit into these words. I did words yesterday. If you look at these things, I can't live a Sikhi life now. So this is there. When we're speaking, these words have got big, massive systems behind it in our brain. These are used for therapy often. So these kind of things are used for therapy or when things go wrong. Mental health be काफी high हो गया सिखाने में पंजाबियां as well in normal society as well, not just Sikh society, But often these systems are going to go through select for part of the lecture. It should come up here. If you just tap that. So here, when we say identity system. The workshop I just had, I'm going to have a workshop with you all hopefully at some point. We covered a bit of identity, who you are. When I say I can or I can't do it, I can't. Who is that that's saying I? What is that thing? And there's a big system behind that, like image, core value, self-talk. We'll cover that in a bit. The can't part is our belief. Just our belief, we've got a belief system. Sikhi, the reason why I'm covering these is Gurbani attack Guru just rinses past all of these. He takes them, moves them out of the way. This is a belief system. So we've got a belief system that you can or can't do something. Loads of things have been done to make us have that belief, whether I can or can't do something. Conditioning, experiences, emotional associations, parenting, all these kind of things. Live a capability, a capability system. So what are we capable of doing? What I can and can't do. And I'm going to go over Gurbani shortly about how Gurbani takes all these things and starts putting things in from the bhajan to, Sikhi life, this is our behaviour. Habits, routines, conditioning, triggers, cues. Obviously Sikhi life is more than that. Sikhi life, spirituality, but just for the purpose of demonstration. Yet is our environment and our timeline. Physical surroundings, social circle, influences, external influences. So when we speak, the point of saying this, I'll just cover this as a technical slide. The ball has a lot of meaning behind it when we speak. If I say I'm a Sikh, that's much more than just 3 words, I am, or 4 words, I'm a Sikh. There's a lot behind that. So I just want to give you an example. Go on. Let's come up with the identity. It's like self-image, how we perceive ourselves. The commitment to change, how our self-image, core values, self-talk. Self-talk is something. Self-talk. Do you know what self-talk is? It's what we say to ourselves. We always अंदरों से अपने आप गल करते हैं और जब ਅਸੀਂ गुरबाणी ਨੂੰ पढ़ते हैं Gurbani talks so much to the man. When you're reading, it's a mere man. Satguru says Sukhoi, man mere. Gurbani, if you read Slok Mala 9, वो सारे बहुत उपदेश मानने हैं. कहो नानक सुन रे मना, सिमरत काहे नारा. That's Guru's telling us to talk to ourselves. How many people talk to themselves? You have to talk to yourself. Sikhi encourages us to talk to ourselves. Sikhi kariya. An answer padde si. Do you understand context of an answer? The first few body, do you understand context change hunda? Tusi notice kita na?
It's a self-talk.
Yeah, it changes, huh? Do you understand the context of the body? It changes. But Ananda Paya, Meri Mae, Man over the Pukarana, then E Man Meria. When you read the second body, you're supposed to go to your mind. You know that, on the other side. When you read the third body, Sachi Sahaba, Kya Nahi Karte Rahe. Now you're supposed to go to Vaiguru. Sambodhan Vaiguru nu Mahon Ardas. Tere ghar vich ki nahi hega Maharaj, है ना? Chautha, Sacha naam mera Adaro, is known Hirda kar raha. That's Hirda speaking. And we know who read Anand Sahib every day, E netro meryo, E rasana, Tuan ras rach rahi, E sravana meryo. So the body are all talking to different things. So you have to understand, E man chanchala, chatarai ki dana pai. This is going back to the mind again. So Bani, you have to read it in context. When you read it in context, then this self-talk changes. Now your self-talk becomes Gurmat self-talk. Otherwise self-talk, I'm going to scam this guy somehow. Huh? I'm going to be better than you. That person can never be better than me. Huh? I will destroy them. Self-talk, destructive. That's part of your identity system. Now on the next slide here, all this isn't even complete, huh? It's something I covered a little bit in the workshop. If I say who are you, what makes you you? What would you say? What makes you you? What would you say? I'm giving you the answer here. But there's many things that make you you, huh? Everybody reaches to your identity, say, "Main Punjabi haan, main Sikh haan, I'm American, I'm English, I'm a Jot, I'm a Sikh, no? It's very, an individual, that's very high level of the line. There's your accomplishments, your age, your attitude, your award, your beliefs, your character traits, your culture, your dreams, your family, your friends, your gender, your needs, all these things make us me. And Inanu Maharaj destroys them all. No? Of these, which ones do you think is important in Sikhi? These are important. Remember, Sikhi kisi forest vich jaake rehn wali gal nahi hegi. We have to live in the dunya. So sari accomplishments honiya hai dunya vich. We have needs in the dunya. We have all of those things. From you meeting Vaheguru, which ones of these are important? Yeah. Even if I remove these are high level spirituality, religion Sikhi is a way of life, For us, what makes us gives us identity. Our identity, Guruji. Sada identity Satguru. Our identity is Guru. Hamari Jat Paat Gur Satguru. Hum bechiyo sir gur ke. मैं सिर देता गुरु जी ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਮੇਰੀ ਜਾਤ ਬਾਤ ਵੀ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਆ ਮੇਰਾ ਕੰਮ ਵਿਵਹਾਰ ਵੀ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਆ ਮੇਰਾ ਮਾਤਾ ਪਿਤਾ ਬੰਧਪ ਭਾਈ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ changed, my identity is changed. And often Sikhi ਜਿਸ ਅਮਰ ਛਕਦੇ ਆ changes superficially, because often we ask that question, why is it not really feeling that I've become a really, really good Sikh? I've been doing this for 15 years, 15 years. But ye ante karna change nahi, ante karna is what's going on inside. Change nahi hoya. Hasn't changed. It hasn't changed, Now here, identity here even counts. So the Kirtan programs they be. Monday come to Kirtan programs to see if there's any nice kuriyan, sonia kuriyan hagiyan here. Now another identity kiya. What would you call them? Another identity kiya. We've gone Gurdwara, people have gone there to steal the toilet paper. They've stolen the milk. I'm the Pradhan at the Gurdwara, I'm dodgy. Pradhan, don't talk to me, I'm a Pradhan. Gurdwara, the rich people are coming there for different things. What will you call them? What are you going to call them? If someone's come to this camp now to see कोई सोनी है कुड़ी इत्थे, or someone's come to this camp here to say, let's see what this nonsense Sikh is all about. No? Identity kya of that person. What's our identity? What's your identity? Sanu Satguru ji बहुत simply कह रहे हैं, you know, is वाहिगुरु विसर गया चोर या दुनिया ते है किन्ने मैं सभा गुरु रा मैं सभा जरा गुरबानी I've always heard Gurbani being described as शांतमयी very शांतमयी बहुत सारी अवस्था वाली is all that we know that है ना but it's a loving message that's got the most violent thing behind it to destroy you as a person है ना your identity yeah so like शांतमयी meaning is a very peaceful loving message you know peaceful loving message because वो बच्चा शब्द पढ़ता सी है ना you know वे रूपहीन बुद्ध बलहीनी है ना what's a परदेसन what does परदेसन mean you know रूपहीन means मेरे को रूप नहीं हैगा so here in the dunya Pakistan in the dunya and they can give me these accolades about how they introduced me and probably making me laugh from outside standing there pulling funny faces that's all that but you could give me all the accolades innit but ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ accolade ਮੇਰੇ ਟੁੱਕਦੇ ਉਹ accolades you've done in the dunya global director ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਹ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਉਹ ਟੁੱਕਦੇ ਆ are they relevant to me when I'm sitting in the Guru's darbar no Guru says you ain't got a sona roop the buddhi you haven't got a nice features because you haven't got nice intellect you're pardesan so you're in the wrong country if you're in the wrong country kithe baitha hai tu he's calling me all these things where zero ban gaya mera identity zero ban gaya so I walk out of there and I go oh man global directors and they respect me है ना but Guru wants it to be that Guru says tu darbar to bahar chale gaya oh hi rakh je rehte tenu dasya which is you're nothing है ना you're nothing we're nothing can anyone here make Waheguru say come and meet me can I make Waheguru do that can I make him do it can I even make Waheguru give me some money kush balaheen means strength nahi hai na so when we look at these things asi ena cheezan we made our identity from these things which are superficial and the Guru's identity which was taking all of these things and saying rinse get it out ghar to kadna cheezan nanak keh ghar keval naam ghar vich ek cheezan nahi hegiyan thukhmola again asi duniya ch kaam karna we have to work in the world it doesn't mean that we can't have these things you know but if you go across the next one then belief system बहुत बड़ा belief system we've already got one सारा system हैगा है किसी चीज विच भरोसा तुसी रखे आया you got a belief in something you've got a firm belief in something some people's is on their luck some people's might be on a devi devate some people's might be on something else might be a fortune telling but the people Malaya whose fortune's been told and they believe it 109 million% this is what's going to happen to me so we all got belief systems what's your belief system if I was asking you what a belief system kiya where did you get yours from which thing have you got your full faith in that this is going to help me in my life what have you got it in and these things that's your conditioning we're conditioned by lots of things sada jo mother and father ne sanu dassya upbringing what our parents have that's had a massive influence on what our belief system is our culture environment etc evidence and references we gather from personal experiences emotional associations that's our belief then have you ever seen somebody who says I can't do nothing I've met many people who say I can't do anything I'm not capable of doing anything it's because they've been destroyed internally you know? They've been destroyed so then you got this belief system so then you got the capabilities you know live this is just remember this is all from one sentence I can or can't live like this. Live. What does live like that mean? That's your capabilities. What skills have you got? What knowledge have you got? What support system have you got? If I just took that from a Sikhi perspective, where did you learn your Sikhi from? What do you actually know? Where did you learn it from? Where are your skills? Who's supporting you in that Sikhi? Who's supporting you? These are important questions because that's what makes you say yes or no to whether living a Sikhi life in this thing. So, I wasn't trying to make something new, but I try to get the Sikhi concepts, and say, because I believe there's a thing called an IQ, an IQ for different, like emotional IQ. That's the new, it's not a new buzzword now, but that's the thing that came out. But IQ se first is IQ, how intelligent are you? Then the emotional IQ came about. Now I coach boxing, there is a boxing IQ. When people box, if you watch boxers, it just looks like they're punching each other in the face. They're not. There's a system. So there's a boxing IQ. So I said there must be a Sikhi IQ. Sikhi IQ, there must be something where we say, what do we understand? What's our IQ of Sikhi? When we go around, it might be that it's very low. So how much lower IQ are? Do we understand the bits of Sikhi enough to be able to make a valid judgment on life with a low IQ on spiritual Sikhi? So that's your capabilities, what you know and your knowledge. And your next one, then your behaviour, what we actually do, that's our behaviour system. That's our behaviour, how we behave. So here, habits, routines, conditioning, reinforcement. So I don't want to go over all that, your triggers, cues, but out of that we form a behaviour. Now this could mean anything. I can be a gangster. No. The sentence could be anything. You know what I mean? I can be a thief. I could be the best. I could be a really good thief. Person could say that to themselves. I'm going to swindle as much money as I can from the system. Person can make that their goal. That's their life. So there's your behaviour system. Sorry, finally, this ain't going to take long, I don't think. Then next one, environment. Is your physical surroundings, social circles, fit influences, how it influences here. So whoever you're hanging about with, whoever you're with, that's going to have a massive thing on about what you're really saying you can and you can't do. Your environment. Now these other 5 systems these are just 5, but they're used, like I said, they're used for therapy. Those things, because often when a person's broken, and they've a part of their life they can't get past it, and they're emotionally not stable, it's usually these systems are broken. It is the systems are. So I say let's use that when we talk about IQ. Let's use those systems on a Sikhi basis, So here. Apple Mandan, So let's go back. So how is each system making the person think? What could change each system? So you could change any one of these. If you're thinking like a certain way, and just from an identity perspective, what's our real identity? If you could just summarize it. Key identity, what's the identity really? If you summarized it, Kia? Andy? From a Sikhi perspective, what's our real identity? What Guru saying you really are, what are we really? Jyot. So really, if just I could change a lot of things that I'm doing just by starting by saying Jyot, that I'm really the light of Vaigu, then many things change already, just by doing one specific change. Just by saying, can't system, if a person didn't even change their identity, they said, I'm going to stay what I am, if they just understood Ardas Kiya, one of the belief system change when that. Person can change your whole belief system by just saying, if I do Ardas, I have belief that Vaheguru will make it happen. Now that person is different. Just by changing your environment here, you get more Sangat under that environment. This is an environment. Just by changing your environment, many things change. Lots of things change. So by just changing one or two things in each one of those areas, lots of things happen. So here, I'm going to quickly cover one here. These are the systems. Look at these things. If we look at it from a Sikhi perspective, identity system, Your identity, your attachments define your identity. You know? For instance, if I say I have children, my identity becomes a father. I'm a mother, I've got parents, I've got these things. So my attachments there, Guru Sahib is telling you how to change those. You know? My desires. So there's two things that keep a person asleep in this dunya. You know, if you're going to be asleep from Guru's message, there's two things that keep you asleep. Guruji said, ek cheez hai ki moh, that's attachment to what you have, and then pyas, that's the desire for things that you don't have. So attachments to what you have and the desires for the things you don't have, human beings falls asleep. So then they forget why in those two things. They form our identity, you know. The Jod Swarup that Jida Viji Kanda Siga, that's your life, your guest. No. I'm asking genuinely, who believes that they're a guest here? Dunya. And when do you feel, when does that come out more? When does that come out?
When someone passes away.
That's true, that's true. When you see someone else going, then you realise, oh, but you know, being a guest, mehman, mehman here. If your now identity changed, that you're a mehman, now you're going to be something different. You're not going to. Your selfishness is going to slowly start going. Say, well, I'm not here forever. Can you think of other ones? Because I'm not filled these in. What the couple of examples I gave you earlier. If you said, "Main Buddha balheen," that's your identity. I'm a slave. Banda Bakhareed. Do you know what Banda Bakhareed means? Main Banda Bakhareed. Such a sahib means. Do you know what that means? Andy? Slave. I got purchased. I'm a slave, Guruda. Purchased. You believe you're a slave? Your identity, Yana. When you start reading Gurbani, it starts changing your identity. Second belief system, Satguru, who's your really true friend? I've had lots of experiences in this area. Your friend hai, don't be too surprised you scratch someone's surface a little bit. Don't be surprised. And every Gursikh level they be Gursikhi level they be happens at every level. But Guru's your true friend. Guru's Sakhaya. Now that's your belief system. So Gurbani's changed our belief system here. Kirpa. Guru can do Kirpa. Now that's opening up possibilities. Now it's saying, in Kirpa, what is impossible? What's not possible? Now my belief system's changed. Now I'm saying anything's possible. Je Guru mere angsanga ki nahi kar sakda. Ja tu mere wal hai ta kya mo shanda. To the sab kichh mainu sompya ja tera banda. Now what's not possible? When my belief changed ho gaya. Hukam, everything's in God's will. When my belief changed ho gaya. It's God's will. If it happens, why Guru did it? Jo hova ho to so jana. Prabha apne ka hukum pashana. So now even hard things can be easier to understand, or at least absorb. And then karam, we reap what we sow. That's our belief system now. Now, why am I going to do bad if my belief has changed to say if I do it, something's going to happen? You know, before I did Amar, I was, the job that I got, they used to let me drive their cars, and the cars are like, Sonia, Mercedes, Masudi. So I used to drive these cars, and once I was parking it, and there's a really old car there, Brani Yesi. And as I was parking it, there could be a clip, and I left a scratch on his door this much. And you can see the scratch. And I looked at the car, and the car, that paint was coming out. What's the point telling this person about a bit of scratch on his car? No, left it. After that, 1 year later, I all the rest of it. I went to a store, my car was parked outside. I come outside, and the door that went in, my door had a dent this big in it. The dent was like a proper tow bar had gone straight through the door. And the guy had gone, who had done it. I said, okay, that was for my scratch. मेरे scratch नहीं सका. So even from that day, that reinforced my God, you're not going to get away with anything. I'm not going to get away with anything. जो मैं बीजूंगा ना मैं खाना कहना आपे बीज आपे खा नानक हुक्मे आवो जा जो वो बीजन करके आना जाना करना पैना तन वो your son. That's my belief now. Dog soka equal. मेरा belief हो गया. There's loads of these, of these things. There's like I've counted over hundreds of them. Can't put them all on a slide here. Dog soka ikya. जिस सोख मिले वो भी दुख सेम दो भी मिले same. That's my belief system. But anyway, capabilities. Now I could do ardas. When मैं ardas कर सकता हूँ. If a person can do ardas, ते ardas उसकी सुनी गई. That person is दुनिया ते राजा है. You know that? If you could do ardas and your ardas सुनी गई है, दुनिया ते तुसी राजे हैं. You're the highest level that you can be on this world. That your ardas is listed. That's your capability now. Guruji's bachan is strength and power. Bachan atala. That's your power now. Have you? If you got a problem, kade shabd padhe hai tusi? People tell you shabd nahi dwara padhi jana. Should keep reading shabd. It's like karm kaand jiya banata hai na. I'm a bit 50-50 on that girl. You know what I mean? I'm 50-50 on that girl. There is no karm kaand. But my point is, Guru da bachan can change your situation. I 100% believe that. I do believe that Kirtan which tusi kar liya, then you won't have to say it 900 times. If Kirtan which kar liya, but when mainu job nahi milti, when I came out of university, I didn't get a job, and they told me all these reasons. Bibi came, "Tere gold da star hai, gold da star no ki the job nahi milni." Then another person said, "Aaya." Another Sikh मैंने मिलेगा ना, Sikh ने कहता शब्द पढ़िया कर, मैं दी गाल मान ली ने, कहता शब्द पढ़िया कर दूँ, keep reading शब्द, कहता जॉब मिल जानी है. Read it, मैंने don't think I can't think it's more than 2-3 weeks job मिल गई मैंने, है ना? Guru's bachan is strength, truthful speech. सिखाने दे विच honesty थोड़ी जी is like kind of honest. है ना? गुरबानी पता की कह रही है, this is again a capability. जो तुम सच बोलते हैं, if you do something honestly, मैं सिखाना कर दे सिखा. If you work honestly, you're gonna get lots of reward from Guruji in your thing. I'm not saying I'm honest, and this will make me honest. But my job is 7 minutes, 7 promotion मिले थी my job, didn't it? 7 times I got promoted, है ना? But you can't do manhor mokhor. Manhor, you know what that means? It means I'm saying something, or I'm thinking something else. We're going back to mana bachakar. Or ik karo. What your mind's doing, what you're saying, and what you're doing, make it one. Make it one. Make it always one. Even if that gets you in trouble. Sometimes telling you is going to get you in trouble. It's going to get you in trouble. The Guru has to take you out. It's Guru's problem. Guru has to take you out. What you're thinking, what you're saying. So that doesn't mean now you look at someone and say, "Oh, you look a little bit stupid." So they look at it, that's not quite what I'm trying to say. But dishonesty nahi honi chahiye Sikh vich. Sikh shouldn't be dishonest. And that's your capability, and again, that's considered to behaviour. Prema, love, nirmal pav. What's nirmal pav? Nirmal pav. Who is not married yet? Put your hands up if you're not married. So my favourite joke, to see bati hai. What's nirmal pav? And why am I saying it's related to marriage? Can someone tell me? Nirmal pav, yeah. Marriage not really relationship किया.
Calm.
हाँ जी.
Calm रहना, शांति.
शांति. ठीक.
थोड़ा डर होगा.
हाँ जी.
मिठा या डर होगा.
The reason why I said related to marriage is दूजी लाम विच महाराज कह रहे हैं कि निर्मल भाव पाया हर गुण गाया हर वेखे राम हदूरे har atam ram pasarya swami sarv raya pure. Nirmal Pao means it's not dark like this, mein table the thale dark ki main beh gaya. Nirmal means loving fear. Jis fear de vich pyar paida ho jave. Pyar paida ho jave. Guru gives us that in our behavior. That we have got dar of Waheguru. Waheguru da darya. I'm not going to go too much. Pota nahi karna jede vich paap mere sir te ਇੱਥੇ ਮੱਥੇ ਤੇ ਲਿਖ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਲੇਖਾ ਦੇਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਨਾ ਡਾਰਿਆ little bit. That's nirmal Pao. Because that fear builds love. And you know what it's related to? Arranged marriages in India. Arranged marriage, my mother and father shared, yours might be said, my mother and father didn't see each other before their marriage. Well, that's that Gurdwara, sit down, that's your partner, off you go 4 times. That's you know. But Nirmal, why it's related to that type of relationship was the wife was always fearful that मैं गलती कर लेनी घर च husband मेरा गुस्से ना हो जाए मेरे नाल असी वाहिगुरू नाल ऐदां ही करदे हां. When you're coming to the camp now, when you're trying to learn your Sikhi, you're saying, I want to live my life now that Waheguru dukhi na ho jaye by seeing me. My husband gets upset. Mera pati upset ho jaye. Holi, the wife, when she's living in that household, remember this is arranged marriage, I'm not condemning it or condoning it. What I'm saying, when she's living in the household, she understands the household. She understands the husband. That fear turns to love then. She's got nothing to fear now. She understands. Sikh is the same. We start with fear. See, why Guru di samjh nahi hai something. Samjh nahi hai. When you're doing your bhakti, why Guru start revealing things and you start loving why Guru. You say, why Guru works like this. I get it now. If I act like this, this happens like that. Now your fear turns to love. Then Nirmal Pao, forgiveness. To be able to forgive. That's very, very hard, that is. Koi mara kare thode te, then you say, main idhar part kar raha hai. Doesn't matter. The next time that person asks you for help, to together, idi help kar deni main. I'm not going to say to you, oh, you did this to me. I'm going to help them, है. That's why Guru Sahib was Bekasara Yar Guru Gobind Singh. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੇਕਸਾਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਸਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ, doesn't matter who they were, ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰ ਦੇਣੀ. ਮਹਾਰਾਜ forgave them, है ना. Worst sinner, this is our behavior. ਅਸੀਂ ਪਾਪੀ ਹਾਂ, we're the worst. ਸਾਰੇ ਤੇ ਮਾੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਾਂ. That's how your behavior is. Your behavior should be that you can't be ਹੁਣ ਲੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਸਿੱਖਣੀ ਆ ਐਵੇਂ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ. We're the worst, isn't it? I'm the worst. And ignore the public. Do you know that? Do you know in Sikhi, there's a popular opinion and Sikh doesn't care. Koi pala kaho, pame bura kaho, pame tana diyo hai, tar. I don't care. Sikh doesn't care. Nidya ho jabe, pame right teach karni hai. Ignoring the public, be confident in ignoring their opinion. Finally, jera environment I think we need Sadh Sangata. What we're doing here. Gurdwara. How many go to Gurdwara regularly? Regularly jande kaun? How many people have? It doesn't matter who's there at the Gurdwara. Tusi idhar nahi karna. You know, jire Jathade Bhi Singh, you know what they do? They go, it's not really a rain, so I don't really need to go there, na? And I'm thinking, the Kirtan's going to be this ragi going, that's what you need. It's very bad. Just because there's certain type of Kirtan you like, doesn't mean Kirtan now, the other Kirtan's all wrong, you know. Sangata de vich, abhyasi, a person who wakes up at Amritula, apna nit kada, misni kada kita, sar bani pada, that person should be the Hans sitting in the darbar. Who Hans etta de hone chahiye bahut, who are all sitting there, because a lot of people come there with asa mansa. Oh, asa, in other words, they come with desires. And it's just because the Sangha sitting there is connected a little bit that their desires come true. It's only sevaya. Every Sikh should be at the Gurdwara. It doesn't matter. You don't look at that Sangha and say, oh, those guys don't really believe in God. They're just doing rituals. No. So Gurdwara is our sanctuary, the spiritual home. It's a space for bhakti. Your house, thode ghar de vich, tusi banaya a section. Has everybody got an area where you can do your bhakti properly? I'm not on about the edge of your bed. Have you got an area where you can do your bhakti? You got a separate room? Or do you just like say, chalo, songa, sit up in exactly the same place, get the phone out, go whack, 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 scrub a bit, done my part, see you later. Then you done. I mean, when you're doing a Nitnem kisi jagah tusi behna. The next time you sit there, वो ज़्यादा सोनी जगह हो जाती है. You try it. Tell me I'm wrong. Next time you sit, जगह सोनी हो जाती है, even better. And your telephone, I'm a little bit against it now. We write this software, I'm going to get beat up by Tamil thing for it. Your phone, phone नहीं use करी जाना. बच्चे none of these. No, I'm not saying none. That's not fair. बच्चे they've forgotten how to use a good car. I would just like you to do it once in the camp even, है ना? तुसी बशाई कर गए ना, बशाई कर लो, उठे बैठ जाओ, do your part. Before you touch the good car, wash your hands properly. मुंह धो लो, दाढ़ी है कि दाढ़ी में धो properly. ये पैर चारने उन्हें properly साफ करके, sit down, get the good car side, properly the part करो. You tell me फर्क है या नहीं. And if you think I'm pagal, no problem. Stamp la or wear the t-shirt next time you see him. This guy, I don't know what he's talking about. First part, ethos start with you go to Kahana, Uchi Jaga de Hona Chaida. Take from Uchi Jaga, but with the heart is Suchi Hona Chaida. Suchi Hatana to see on Parna. When the Bani goes can't well quick. Bani Sheti can't hold India because of the position of the, this phone, the phone's scrolling. The position where the Bani is. Because you remember Bani because it's always at the start of that Parna there of the good card. Yeah, yes, the positioning Bani can't Sheti. Within first year of my doing Amarat, Jabji Sahib job, not job side. So ye job by Anand Sahib, Rera Sola, Sar can't say within 1 year, no? Because of good guy, I think. But job side took another year, took an extra year, to do job side. But all these, it's a niyam, the niyam, and then it's good to use technology. I'm from the technology background. Technology can't use very well. There's nothing wrong with doing part of a phone, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you tune that every day, you haven't understood the gal bit, you won't never understand that. So, you see how Sikhi starts attacking it. My point is, Sikhi, ek cheez attack kar and inside, and to remove it. And then when we understand that home goes away when we start using Sadguru for every bit of what we're doing. Then man vich bhi wo cheezain, mukh te bhi cheezain, the action which we will teach. Those things are in your mind, they're in your speech, and then in what we're doing. I don't think there's much more. So I want you to just understand these things. When a person says this, I hate my family, I hate my family. There could be a reason for that, I'm not calling, but I'm saying, I hate my family, what would be going on here? Just think about it. I'm saying, if someone says, I need to earn more money, what's going on here? If a person says, I don't believe my son is wrong, and you gave each other bottom there, but Munda is a proper ilti, nutter, proper ilti, and Mapio gain, nay, Munda Gat nahi hai. Munda Gat ho hi nahi sakta. Kudi Gat shayad ho gaya. But Munda ilti. So if they're saying, I don't believe my son is wrong, where is it going wrong? I can't cope with my job. I don't get anything from going to the Gurdwara. What's going on? What's going on? It's all the systems are going kharab. And remember, in Gurbani system, bahut more bhi hai gaya. There's Asa Mansa system. There's Gurbani systems more than those. So sorry, just I'm going to quickly get through it. Time. Good. Okay, sorry, next one. And here, we did this divorce survey. I think that's why we wanted to cover a bit of marriage here. We did a divorce survey. UK, divorce survey की थी 104 people Sikh who had divorce. And we still with a focus on man bach karna na jeri what we can say 50% said the problems that led to the divorce started in first year. पहले साल दे विच आरंभ हो गए सी problems. First year 50%. Main reasons, let's talk about too many external factors: abusive partner, adultery, infidelity, drugs and alcohol, personality behavior, incompatible, arguing, no love, family obligations not met. Over 70% of divorces occurred between the ages of 26 and 40. You know? Look at these external factors: expectation of in-laws, interfering relatives, social media, money and finances. It's a mess. That's just 100 people. That's just 100 people, and my rough estimate in England at the moment is rough. Is 3 marriages which are divorced every 3. And if it goes to 50%, I'm not. No. But all of these things affect everybody here, and it's because a lot of the time, like I say, it's back to what's going on internally. But there's a lot of stats there. You can get that from the Share website. I think that's it, isn't it? So here, the reason why I want to cover it was because Gavari, like saying, just Sikhi has to have integrity. You have to have integrity in Sikhi. So the words that we use are a reflection of what's happening inside our mind. Our words then influence our actions and attitudes towards the world. Using Gurbani to realign our internal systems, we can change how we live and have a much more positive and spiritual life. So I'll focus on positive systems and Gurbani elements. There are lots more areas I regard understanding and application of these as Sikhi IQ. So work towards increasing it. This is the IQ or Sikhi increase it. Because it's not just about I do this part every day so that I'm a good person. You are a good person by doing that, nothing wrong with that. But it's more, what was the effect of what you're doing? The effect of your routine. What's the effect of your Sikhi? If you need resources, they're on the Sikh Recovery Network is another thing that we're covering at the moment. I'm hoping that next year we can do something in this area. That's the people who have got alcohol problem, Punjabis, similar to this, but not intense on Sikhi, but on recovery, but with Sikhi elements. So they do Japji Sahib in the morning and Panjwaniya, Sham nu bhi part karde hain, similar to Kirtan in the evening. But that's one thing. And then share charity, Sikh history and religious education. All the we are talking about books and things like that. So I think I've finished in time.